I'll never meet someone as beautiful as you again, I said. The alien girl froze in place. She wasn't supposed to be in the human zone. That was the first thing I thought when I saw her. I was doing my rounds outside the outpost, checking motion sensors, repairing a half-fried comm tower, when I noticed something unusual in the dusk. A tall, slender figure, partially hidden by the shimmering trees of Aureli's 3, her hair like glowing strands of moonlight, her skin pale lavender under the twin suns. She moved gracefully, almost too gracefully for this war-scarred world. I lifted my rifle, standard protocol. Don't move. I called out, you're in a restricted zone. She didn't run. She turned. Her eyes stopped me cold. Large, silvery, with soft violet rings, like galaxies floating in glass. I'd seen her species before, the Aelari, high-ranking diplomats. Rare, powerful, and striking. But she didn't look like a soldier or envoy. She looked lost. I'm sorry, she said, her voice barely above the wind. I didn't know. I lowered the rifle slowly. Are you alone? She nodded. I was just walking. This area is not safe. She looked around, almost wistfully. I didn't think beauty could be dangerous. I didn't know what to say to that, so I said the only thing I could. Are you all right? She hesitated, then nodded. I am now. We stood there in silence. The sun dipped low behind her, casting her silhouette in gold and rose. Her eyes never left mine. She wasn't just beautiful. She was unreal, like something dreamed up by a poet or stolen from a forgotten myth. I found myself saying, almost without thinking, I'll never meet someone as beautiful as you again. The words hung in the air. And then she froze. Completely. Her fingers stopped mid-twitch. Her gaze locked. Even her breath halted for half a second. Like I'd said something no one had ever said to her before. Like the words themselves had power. I took a step forward, concerned. Hey, did I say something wrong? She blinked slowly. Her lips parted just slightly. You meant that? Yes, I said more softly this time. I meant every word. She looked stunned. I've met thousands of species, she whispered. Been praised, judged, ranked by elegance or posture or telepathic resonance. But no one has ever said that to me with such certainty. She placed a hand over her chest, as if steadying something inside. Your people don't say things like that. I asked, not without purpose. Words are rarely offered freely, and certainly not from strangers. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. You didn't, she said quickly, stepping closer. You shook something inside me. I blinked. What do you mean? She looked up at me, her expression unreadable, but her eyes were filled with emotion. Do you know what happens to an Aelari when we hear truth spoken without expectation? I shook my head. Our bodies react. Internally. Deeply. It marks the moment. Forever. Are you saying, I hesitated, you're going to remember this? I couldn't forget if I tried, she whispered, because what you said, it was pure. I felt a strange tightness in my chest. I meant it. I said again, slower this time. You walked out of the trees like something from a dream. I didn't even believe you were real at first. She gave a breathy laugh, like wind chimes. And now I'm wondering how I'm supposed to go back to a life where I don't see you again. That stopped her again. She looked like she wanted to speak, but her throat caught the words. I'm Kale, I said gently. She blinked, then nodded. My name is Lura. Lura, I repeated, tasting the name. She closed her eyes like hearing it from me meant something. When she opened them, there was a softness in her face. Will you walk with me? She asked. We strolled to the edge of the forest, slow and careful. She moved like she was always half floating. When I told her that, she actually smiled My people say to step without burden is the mark of a balanced soul, she explained. And here, I thought you were just really good at walking. She laughed again. Not just a polite sound, genuine. I could feel her warming bit by bit. So, I asked after a while, why were you walking alone near a human outpost? Her gaze dropped slightly. Because I was looking for something beautiful. I paused. Did you find it? She looked up at me. Slowly. I did, she whispered. We stood close now, closer than strangers were supposed to. And yet, I didn't feel like a stranger to her anymore. She reached up, brushing a hand near my chest, but not touching. I'll remember this moment, she said, even if we never meet again, even if our species drift apart. You don't have to remember, I said gently. You can just stay. I want to, she said, but I don't belong here, and you don't belong there. I think, I said slowly, we both belong right here. A silence passed. Then she took my hand. Her fingers were delicate, cool and warm at the same time. The moment her skin touched mine, a faint light shimmered across her palm. Energy, Aelari energy, emotional resonance. Her breath hitched. You've touched my core, she whispered. I looked at our joined hands. Then stay. I'll try. And under the fading twin suns in the violet woods of Zareth Prime, an alien girl who had never been told she was beautiful, truly beautiful, stood still beside the one who saw her as more than a diplomat, more than a species, more than a mystery. She stood beside someone who saw her, and for the first time in her life, she didn't want to walk away.